Hi guys, it's Angie with my fairy treasures. Okay, I'm coming around. Hi guys, it's Angie with my fairy treasures. Like I said, you guys, I'm gonna start out really quick, just right into it with my finished object because I usually try to put it on a mannequin, like if I do a big project like this, so you guys can really see it. But it didn't fit really good on a mannequin. Like my mannequin doesn't have arms, so it just didn't look right on my mannequin. So I decided I'll start my video out with a bang and start with my finished object. So, so I'll stand up and show you guys what I did, and then we'll talk about it further and I'll sit down. But, I made this poncho, and so here's the front of it. I made, like, you guys know how I like to make, like, the art yarn type of fringing. So I did that again for the fringe. I took all different types of textured yarn, intermixed it with the yarn that I used on here. Some pieces I braided, some pieces I didn't braid it. But when you braid it, it really gives you that art yarn look. And I didn't do it to a lot of pieces. I'm still working on that part because it takes a long time to do that. But anyway, it gives it that art yarn look though, instead of just being pieces of yarn, to put that texture in there. And then, like I said, braid like 3 or 4 of these together, and then you'll get that handmade art yarn look. I'm still waiting for my you guys, I can't believe I'm still waiting for my my Spinolution spinning wheel. So I talked to her, and I think it's gonna be sent out next Friday. So we're gonna confirm that, hopefully, because you guys know I want to make art yarn so bad. Anyway, and just spin. Well, I really don't want to spin regular yarn. I'll just buy it. I'd rather spin art yarn. So anyway, so then I have all of the art yarny fringy on the bottom, which I absolutely love, which gives the drama. Love the color of how this turned out. Is it perfect, you guys? No, there's mistakes all in here, but I fixed the mistakes, and I love the way it turned out. Here's the back. And you guys, I am loving this. I'm going to talk a lot about this because I used a bulky yarn. I did use synthetic, but like I told you guys, this is probably one of my last times I'm going to use very much synthetic, because Knit Picks has a great deal on their yarn that you dye, and I just picked up a bunch of it. And it was supposed to have already been here. I've been having problems lately with, like, my orders. And it didn't go through. So I reordered it, and I should be getting that by the next podcast. And I'll have dyed some of it. But they have it. It's a bare superwash merino wool. And, of course, you can dye it. It comes in bulky. It comes in sock weight. It comes in DK weight. It comes in all the weights. So I ordered bulky because you guys know that's how I'm doing it right now as far as knitting. The other thing is, and I'll talk further about that too. And then I made some fingerless mitts. I love these. And one thing I did is I made them a little bit too big. So when I went to sew them up the side, I had to really bring them in. So then I had a lot of like excess left over. Well, I love what happened. It totally rolled over on both sides. So it added like this really cool texture-y stuff on them. So look at that one too. See, I am loving that. Unlike my other ones, where, well, I'll discuss also my mittens and how to make these. These ones I made like perfectly, okay? But I love how these turned out with this edging on the inside for that, you know, this kind of funky look. So really cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'll be right back. I'm going to bring the camera in just a little bit. I'm going to sit down. Okay, you guys, I'll be right back in there. I'm just going to bring the camera in just a little bit so you guys can see things a little bit closer. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take off my mittens so I can talk about these, my fingerless mitts, and how I did these. Are really super simple, and they'll be such a fun, quick, easy. You could do 3 or 4 pairs of these in a day and give them at Christmas gifts. I think they're fabulous for that. Let me put my rings back on really quick, you guys, because we're going to talk about my rings today, too. Okay, which I know is weird, but you guys will like the story about these rings. Anyway, first of all, how I did this, okay, first I made this into, this was a V shawl I made. And then I took the V shawl because, obviously it forms a V in the back and forms a V in the front. But it's open in the front. As it keeps coming down like this, it's open, so it's just a shawl. So it's just a V shawl. So then I went ahead and sewed up the middle with my yarn needle and some yarn and sewed right up the middle and joined it together to make it into a poncho. So I love this. I will be knitting tons more of these. You guys, I need to have these in tons of colors. I would rather have a poncho than a shawl, because I just love the fact of just putting it on. And when you do it with a bulky weight, and I know most people aren't into bulky weight, a lot of people are into, ooh, I see a little, it's funny how you start seeing like your little mistakes as you wear things. Anyway, I have to fix that. What I love about using a bulkier weight, or even a worsted weight with something like this, with a poncho, it's so warm and cozy, you guys. I just love it. You can also do the same thing and make it out of a DK weight or a sock weight or any of those other lighter weights. It just won't be as warm, which just sounds great too. You can take one of these and throw this on and be a light little pretty thing. I would love that too. But I want to talk about something. I think the reason I'm attracted to these heavier weight yarns, the bulky weight, I think it goes beyond just being comfortable to work with, because, you know, I am more of a beginner knitter. I think it goes deeper than that. I think it goes to, I really need comfort, I really need warmth, I really need healing because of things I've been going through. And all that represents that for me. Even knitting, like when I knit, I kind of feel like I'm knitting myself back together, one stitch at a time. When I choose these bulkier weights, when I'm wearing them, it feels like a hug. It feels warm, cozy, comforting, which is what I need right now. These colors, I choose a lot of autumny colors or deep jewel tone colors. So again, warmth. So I think that's a part of like a healing process for me, like why I am, and I feel like as I heal myself, I'll probably go down, and let's all see, I'll go down in weight in yarns. That's what I'm feeling. So I feel like it's not even just a beginner level type of thing of why I'm using bulkier yarn. I feel like it's a healing thing for me. So anyway, I want to discuss that later. And just like this also, I love mugs. Like all of us, I love mugs. I love warm tea. I drink tea every morning. I drink tea all throughout the afternoon. You just always, I think especially when you're going through stuff and you need healing and comfort and warmth, things like a mug, something hot, a bowl of something, and that's all the kind of stuff I'm craving right now. So I think I always want to start touching on that, like touching on the mental aspect of knitting. Just one second, guys. Alexa, set timer for 20 minutes. Okay.
20 minutes, starting now.
So now, so I talked kind of about the mentalness of me, you know, making this and why I made it. Let me talk about what I used. Like I said, this is probably one of my last times I'm going to use too much synthetic, because I could, this is what I want to say. I just ordered a bunch of like 10 skeins of the superwash merino wool, and it's just bare. It's just white, or like an off-white, so I can dye it myself, which I'm so excited. You guys know I love dyeing. And you guys, it's only $7, and you get like 120 yards. Well, when I buy this for $2.99, it's about the same price. So it's $6, and for about the same amount, because this one right here is only 64 yards. Some of these of the synthetic Lion brand homespun is like 80 yards. But anyway, this was only 64 yards. So we're about the same price and everything, and I can have real wool. And superwash merino. So I'm probably not going to buy too much more of this. I'm going to do that. But I do have to say, you guys, that superwash merino bare, they call it, so you can dye it yourself, they're constantly running out. So if you guys want it, order 10 skeins at a time, because, you know, they're constantly running out of that stuff. And like I said, they have it in a lot of different weights. Okay, so so what I use, so I'll tell you what I use. So in case you guys want to go get this, I got this yarn at Walmart. No big deal. $2.99 a skein. It's Hometown USA. Let me show you who's on the front, so you can kind of look for that if you like this. This is El Paso Autumn is the color. I absolutely love the colorway. Absolutely love it. So these are my colors for sure. I used 10 of these all together, and 10 of them covered the whole poncho, the fringing, and then I used some other, You guys just get some texture yarn if you want to kind of make it look art yarny. Get some texture yarn from like Joann's or whatever, or unless you make your own like I'm about to do as soon as I get my spinning wheel. And also to make the mittens. It took 10 yards for that whole thing. For my fingerless mittens. Also, let me... Wait, I have that information. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. For my V shawl, which I made into a poncho, this is what you need to do. And I'm going to put the channel where I learned this from, because I made a V shawl before, and I told you guys the exact stitch I used, which is really super simple. And I could have used that one and then sewn up the middle to make it into a poncho. But this one was actually easier. I mean, it was actually not easier. Both were just as easy. They're both easy knitting patterns. Super easy. Beginner, super easy. Advanced. I mean, good for everybody, because if advanced people want to make up some things really quickly, they can make these up really quick. But it went faster. So anyway, what you do is you do a slip knot. After that, you do a yarn over, knit to the end of the row. Okay? And then you just keep repeating that. Yarn over, knit to the end of the row. Yarn over, knit to the end of the row. Yarn over, knit to the end of the row. Yarn over, knit to the end of the row. And pretty soon, what starts happening is this. That V starts happening. Okay? Like this. And then it starts happening where the V gets so long that it can now come up to the front. Okay? So, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I didn't tell you guys about it. Then I told you, so as soon as I got it so that it was even on both sides, in the back and the front, the V came in the front and the V came in the back evenly, that's when I went ahead, and where I wanted it to land is where I sewed it up the middle to make it into a poncho. So, total yards was 640 yards. So, if you don't want to use this and you want to use some superwash merino, bulky, it's 600, I used about 640 yards, so you kind of know what to expect. Oh, and the girl that I got this from, this pattern, this really quick, easy pattern, was Laylock. She has a YouTube video, so she can actually show you. So especially if you're a beginner and you're like, what? I don't really understand what you're saying. You can go there and watch her do it. It's so simple. It's a real fun potato, like everyone says, potato chip knit, and you don't even have to think about it, and it's just fun. And it's quick. I mean, mine probably wasn't as quick as some people's will be, because this is really big. As you guys see, I made it pretty big and pretty long. So it took me like a week and a half, 2 weeks to do this. So, but I am also knitting on my husband's blanket too, which we'll go over. The mittens, that's what I want to discuss next. So, fingerless mitts. Okay, normally, all you do is you cast that. Okay, what did I do? Let me tell you what I did. Okay, this is how I did these ones. These ones I did a little bit different than I did my other ones. My others were just simply the knit stitch. You cast on so many for the length that you want, and knit across. And what you want to do is you want to knit across, like you knit on so many, like I think 19 is how many you cast on. On this one, yeah, cast on 19, cast on 20. And also if you do that, then the fingerless mitts will come up to about right here, which I think looks really cool. Anyway, so 19 to 20 stitches you need to cast on. Then what you need to do is you need to stitch until it doesn't completely, on both sides, it doesn't completely close, but it fits here on one side and fits here on the other side. They don't close on each other. Then you'll pull them close when you sew it down with a yarn needle and yarn. Also, you'll put your hand in there where you want the mittens to cut off at. And then what I do is I take a safety pin and I put it where my thumb should go, and I just safety pin it in right there, right here, and then right here, so that hole stays out from my thumb. And then that's how I know where to sew up to and where to sew up to here. So it's really super easy. But as far as stitches, so on those last ones, and this one, I actually, to get this like kind of like little fancier, I don't know if you want to call it fancier, but see how it curled, kind of made like a cool little padding looking effect. If you do that, actually don't go until on both sides where you have to pull it closed. Do it so they actually touch. So then when you go to sew them up, that's where you'll end up with those raw edges, I guess. And then they curl over, and it gives you kind of this little look. if that's the look you want to go for. If not, do it like I said before, and you'll end up with them like this, which I think is really cool too. So, and for these ones, I cast on 20 stitches. I'm just looking at what just one second, guys. Let me just read something. Knit all the stitches, purl all the stitches. I'm trying to think how I did this. Because I did a row of, this is what I did. I did a row of, that's what I did. I did a row of knit, and then I did a row of purl. Then I did a row of knit, and then I did a row of purl. And how they came out with, this is how the regular knit stitch, which it looks like the regular knit stitch came out. And then when I folded this one over, I folded it over to the purl side, because I thought the purl side looked cool too. And I just wanted an example for myself to see, because it's the first time I purled, like done something with purling. And I wanted to see how that purl looked. So so you can either go either way. When you turn those over to sew them up and then put your thumb in, you can either leave it on the purl side or you can leave it on the knit side. And I decided to leave it on the purl side, and that's what that looks like. I thought the purl side looked really cool. And I hope I'm saying all this right, the purling and all that, and the knit stitch. If I'm not saying this right, somebody can correct me below, but this is how it turned out for me. But if you want, you can do the same thing I just said, and instead of doing purl, a row of knit, a row of purl, a row of knit, you could just do all knit. And that's what I did on these ones. Okay? Okay. So, okay, I'm trying to think of anything else I want to say about it. I think that's it. Yeah, I covered the poncho. I covered the mittens. Yes. And like I said, these mittens, you guys, are such great Christmas gifts. These are just fabulous. These are just fabulous, like, gifts to give people. So, I love them. I will be making these for Christmas for my friends, for sure. Especially my YouTube friends. Okay, next thing I want to talk about, oh yeah, let's continue on with finished projects before I talk about upcoming projects. Okay, another finished project. I'm so excited. I made another project bag, you guys. So exciting. Now, this is a large project bag because you can see smaller project bags or even mediums. For the most part, unless I'm doing my mittens or I'm doing, I want to do some leg warmers. Those type of projects can go in my smaller medium bags, but I do such big ponchos and all that kind of stuff. I really need large project bags. So I did this really large project bag. Hopefully you guys can see that. I think it turned out so cool. Now, the sheep in the middle has a mixed media background that I did, and then I drew out this sheep. I watercolored the sheep, and then I used colored pencils to shade things in. So yes, I did hand draw the sheep, and I did a mixed media background, and everything laying on this is my same MO. You know, this is all doilies and laces and wedding appliques, and I do a thing where I dye with avocado. Well, I didn't do any avocado dyeing. On this one, I did green tea dyeing. You take like a bowl. This is like the proportions. You take like 4 tea bags in like a cereal bowl of water and kind of fill it up like 3/4 of the way, and you can dye your stuff in that. So if you need to make a bigger solution, then you have a recipe for that. And it makes the, when you dye these laces, doilies, wedding appliques together, it comes out really pretty. See how pretty it is? It's that champagne-y color. It's absolutely gorgeous. This at the bottom is the bottom of a skirt that I got at a thrift store. And I cut that off and put that on the bottom. This right here, this edging here, was off of a, I think it was off of like a tablecloth, the edging. So I took that off of there. I think this turned out so pretty, you guys. I'm so excited. There's the back. And the back is, again, this was, and even the fabric, okay, I cut it. It was like a, what is it called? A table runner. It wasn't a tablecloth, it was a table runner. And that's what I used here. So here, the fabric here is a table runner and then the edging on the table runner. And I use that as the base of the bag. And then I have a big large doily that I green tea dyed. And then the other doily that's in the center of that just came that color. And then Olivia Hernandez, hey Olivia, gave me this little flower piece and this other little jewel piece in the middle. So I love how this project bag came out. And it came out gorgeous, and it's really big. You guys, look how big that is. It's really, really big. So this can fit a really nice, large project. And just so you guys can really see my little sheep on there, I think that turned out so cute. Okay, so really excited about my newest project bag. So excited. And you know, in the craft world, you guys, we call these lace bags, altered lace bags. So, so I thought, well, how cool would it be to do my altered lace bags for my project bags? So I think that turned out so pretty. I'm so excited about that. I do want to show you guys the original artwork that I did. Original. So here's the original I did. It's a mixed media background, and then I hand drew and watercolor and painted the sheep on there. So that's the original. Now, I did make copies at the copy store, and they turned out so pretty. I put this on brochure paper, so it's nice and shiny, and there's a nice thickness to it. And I had those printed up. Don't those look nice? So I think I'm going to have this printed on canvas bags and maybe sell these project bags and have like different sizes. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in a second, because I have one of them printed up with another painting that I did like last year. Or maybe 2 years ago. Another project bag that I'm going to do a picture with is her. I think she turned out really pretty. She's kind of like a hippie herbal girl. So I think that would be really cute on a project bag. Whether I just print her out on a project bag without all the laces and stuff, or I'll do a bag and do a bunch of laces around it. But if I sell these bags, which I'm probably going to do, and I'll let you guys know when I do it, the bags won't be lace bags because that takes a while, but they'll be canvas bags that have my prints printed on them. So, and that's another yarn girl. And I think I'm gonna have her printed on one of these bags. And the bag I'm talking about, let me show you guys. Alexa, how much time is on the timer?
You have one timer with about 5 minutes and 10 seconds left.
You guys, the reason I talk to Alexa, which is like my little thing over there, my Amazon little thing, is because I can only film for 25 minutes, and then my camera turns off. So that's why you guys always hear me say that. Anyway, this is the bag that I had printed like last year. It's a canvas bag. It has my husband's blanket in it that I'm working on. But that's how big the bag is. And if I get these printed up with my paintings on them, it's a Native American. I think it turned out really nice. And then it's on the other side too. Let me try to go as flat as possible. There we go. It's a really nice bag. Like really, really well made, really thick, really well made. This would be the bag. And I would have this size and then like a medium small for the other projects. So this could be a great size for blankets, for like big ponchos or sweaters, for your larger projects. So, and let me know if you guys are interested below, if anybody interested in these bags. But I think I'm going to go ahead and start printing these bags up with my art on them. So, and I'll show you guys this project in a minute. Okay. Well, you know, maybe I'll show you guys this next. Let me show you what I'm working on, since we're already here. So, this is what I'm working on. Now, this is all made out of synthetic, because it's a big blanket for my husband, and this really needs to be able just to be thrown in the washing machine and thrown in the dryer. But like I said, the next blanket I do, I'll probably just go ahead and use my bulky Superwash Merino, because you can throw it right in the wash, and it's the same price I'm paying. So, all right, it's still on the needle, so. All right, so here's the blanket. Good, I finished the row so you guys can kind of see it. All right, here's the blanket so far. I think it's turning, let me show it like this. I think it's turning out really pretty. Okay, you guys, coming back around the camera. My camera does the funkiest stuff. And you guys, you know what? I had just looked at my camera when I went off the camera for a second, and I want to show you guys something else about my bag. You guys didn't really get to see, I was looking at how I was filming it. You didn't see, this is the fringe. This is the lace on the bottom. This is the skirt I was talking about. Okay, that I cut off and put on the bottom of the bag. So I think that turned out really, really cool. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to show you guys is, I'm going to come in a little bit closer because I noticed that you guys really couldn't see. There's the artwork, so hopefully I'm in frame and you guys are seeing it better. There's the artwork and there's the work on the bag. And then there's the back. So hopefully you guys are seeing that a lot better. Okay, but I did want to show you guys that because you guys are probably like, okay, what is the skirt that you cut off? We didn't get to see that. So now you guys are seeing that. Okay, all right. Where we left off was the blanket that I'm making for my husband. That's what's on my needles right now. Okay. Oh my God, I just got, oh my gosh, I just hooked onto something and just, oh my God, that's horrible. Okay, anyway. So, I showed you guys where I was at. This is what the blanket looks like. This thing is so huge. You guys, I cast on, I think 400 stitches. I know, you guys, the thing is going to be huge. Okay, so that's what it looks like. That's how, as far as length, how far I've gotten, or width, whatever you want to call it. And it goes all the way across, so I'll just kind of show you. It's all, you know, curled up on here because, you guys, it's huge. Okay? So, and I got all kinds of strings that need to be sewn in. And right now I'm on the blue ball. And like I said, I've used the lion's heart on this. Some of it was the lion's heart that's, it's like an 80-20, 80 acrylic, 20% cotton. But then I went ahead and when I went to Walmart, I saw it was only $2.99 for about the same yardage, just a little bit less, for $2.99. So I went ahead and finished up buying it with that. So it's kind of a scrappy type of blanket anyway. I mean, it actually looks more organized than scraps because I'm going to be using the same colors all the way down. So anyway, so that's what I'm working on. My husband is so excited about this blanket. He yells at me every day that he wants his blanket. Anyway, he had one when he was a kid. So I just think that this will be really, really warm and cozy and nurturing for him too. For him to have like this hand knitted blanket to put over him. Like he likes to have like, you know, our bedspread and everything, but he likes to have another blanket on top of that. So anyway, I think that'll be really nice when I get that done. I work on it all the time. Lord only knows when I'll get this finished. Okay, let me just put this all back in here. Oh, one other thing I want to tell you guys. These are a lifesaver. They're the best things I've ever bought. See these orange things right here? You guys, you have to get these. These things are everything. These stoppers. These have saved me. Because this blanket already fell off and you notice it's so heavy and big. Because someone had knocked at the door and I didn't put my stoppers on. I just laid it down. I lost some stitches. I had to hurry and find the stitches. Thank God I found them. But you guys, and then you don't have to worry about your projects. And they come in all sizes. You guys, I highly suggest to get these little stoppers. You get them like at Joann's, Michael's, wherever. I have a pair for every set of needles. If I buy a pair of needles, I buy a pair of stoppers because that just is like awesome. Because we've all lost stitches and it sucks. It can ruin a project. Okay, so that's done. Okay, what else am I doing? Just a second, guys. It's summer here and I'm wearing this poncho, so I'm going to turn on my fan so I don't get too hot wearing this poncho. Okay, it's so comfortable. I love it. It's like a big blanket, but it's all stitched together, so I don't have to like hold it on. I mean, I just love it. Okay, future project. Okay, I told you guys I ordered that superwash merino wool. I'm so excited about getting that. I'm going to dye it. and I'll show you guys what I'm going to make with it, and that'll be my next project. And also, what is her name? Christy Glass. She has just a knit along. You can knit whatever you want. So, and that starts at the beginning of next month. So I'm going to do this project as a part of her knit along. So I'm excited about that. And if Christy's watching it, hey, Christy Glass. You guys have to check her podcast out. She has an awesome podcast. I call her like the news reporter of knitting. It's really cool. She talks about all the stuff she's knitting, but then she goes around and she does goes to all the different fiber and like yarn shows, and does interviews with people, and she interviews different designers and just people she finds interesting. It's really cool. You guys have to check her out. I'll leave a link to Christy Glass below. Okay, now you guys know that at the beginning of my podcast, I'm always dyeing stuff. So I dyed a bunch of worsted weight. This is 100% cotton. It's not superwash, but it's 100% cotton. And I did get this from Knit Picks also. This is when I thought that I could just knit with worsted, and you know, it turns out that I've been very comfortable knitting with bulky. So I haven't knit this yet, but as soon as I work my way down, I told you guys that I think it's an emotional thing for me, and as I heal, I'll get down to this worsted weight and be able to knit this. But I am glad I did all this, because this is the color I got to experiment with dyeing. So this is the colorway that I'm going to dye my next project. So that superwash merino, I'm going to dye it to look something like this and something like this. And these two colorways I call Pismo Beach, California. Because when I go to Pismo Beach, it's the water, it's the sand, it's the mountains, and this all looks like water, sand, and mountains. Look at the colorway. Doesn't that remind you of that? The aqua color is the water, and the green is the like the trees, and the browns are the sand and the mountains. I love it. And the same thing with this one. I just think they're so pretty. Here's the water, the lighter blue, and then the turquoise, and going into that green, and plants and trees, and then there's the mountains and the sand. And I just think that these two colorways together, they're kind of different but kind of the same. They're going to look so pretty. So I'm going to make up quite a few skeins of this, probably 5 skeins, because each skein I think I'm getting is 120 yards each. So I think that'll be enough. It's not, I'll still have more. I can just dye it more if I need it. But that's the colorway that I'm going to go. This is for my next one of these. Okay, I have this project and I want to make 2 of them. This is the next colorway that I'm going to dye up when I get my yarn. This. It looks very Native American. It's red, turquoise, and purple. And I hope you guys are seeing that. I love that. Red, turquoise, and purple. Very Native American, and I love Native American colors. So I think this would make a really pretty project. Now the 2 projects that I want, the one project, and I want to make 2 of them, is this. You guys have probably all seen it. It's a, what do they call it? It's a cardigan, but it's a slouchy, slanky, slouchy cardigan. So here it is. I love this. Hopefully you guys are seeing that. So it'll turn out something like this. I'm not exactly sure the stitch she used, but what I'm doing is I'm mixing up, oh, hopefully you guys are seeing that. Let me come in a little, there we go, I'm sure you guys are seeing that now. There, let me bring it down a little bit, make sure you guys are seeing that. I love it. So I just found this picture of this. It didn't have the pattern with it, but then I found a pattern that I think I want to use, because, okay, the original person I saw this pattern that I wanted to do to make it, she just did all regular knit stitch and just changed colors, and her colors all faded into each other, so it's kind of like the fade that everybody's doing, but with this slouchy cardigan. But Pinky Punker has a really cool, she does a lot of art yarn. She's so cool. You guys have to check her out. I'll put her link below. She has a really cool pattern of stitches that she uses on scarves. Well, I thought this would be really cool to use on a would be really cool to use on this slouchy cardigan. And when you make this slouchy cardigan, all you're doing is making one big square. And then you take this one big square and you turn it like, you fold it in half. And then you stitch up the sides. And then you fold it the other way. And I'll show this to you guys. Once I get it all done, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And then how you fold it after that, you put your arms in and you have this cardigan. And I'm trying to think of who, Pinky Punker, let me see. It's called the Pattern Family. That's where I got this pattern that I'm talking about, how after the part where you fold it over and stitch it together, that's the Pattern Family. Okay, so you can look that up, and if you want, you can just do the knit stitch with that. But I want to do this other stitch that Pinky Punky was talking about, and she made a scarf out of it. But I think that I could make this slouchy cardigan, because like I said, you're just making one big huge square, and then you're folding it over and stitching up the sides, and then you turn it back around, and then you put your arms in, and it comes out like this slouchy cardigan. So what she does is you cast on so many stitches. So what I want is, I've already figured out, I want the length to be 55 and the width needs to be 60. And how I figured that out is I took a blanket that I have here at the house, and I kind of pinned it up and did all the stuff that the Pattern Family told me what to do. And those measurements were perfect for how long I want this, because I want it to be really long, like past my, a little bit past my knees. So, but I need to figure out how many stitches per inch there is, and from there I can figure out how much I'm going to cast on. So I'm kind of making up my own pattern here, you guys. So as I figure out how much I'm casting on and how many stitches across, I will tell you guys that in my next video. But the stitch pattern is, you cast on however many stitches you're going to cast on. So let's suppose it's 50. So you cast on 50 stitches. You knit the first stitch, okay? Then you yarn over, and then you knit 3 together. Yarn over, knit 2 together. And you just repeat that all the way down until all the stitches are knitted. On your second row, you're just going to purl all the way down. Then you're going to start all over again, and you're going to knit the first stitch, yarn over, knit 3 together, yarn over, knit 2 together. And you're going to follow that pattern all again until you knit all the stitches again. You should end up with just knit at the end. Maybe you knit a couple of things at the end. Whatever you end up, and you don't have enough to do, the pattern anymore, just knit to the bottom. And then the second row, you're going to purl all the way down, and then you're going to repeat everything. So that's it. And her stitch pattern turned out so beautiful. So I want to go ahead, do the math, figure out how much I need to cast on, figure out how many I need to cast on so I can make this. And I think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. I will tell you guys all my numbers specifically of how much I cast on, how many stitches I'll be casting over, and what I'll probably do is I won't really worry about it. I just want to knit it. I want it to be as long as 60 inches. So, but the length needs to be 55. But the length will be 55 inches because I'm going to figure it out how many I need to cast on for it to be 55 inches. So I'll let you guys know what those numbers are. So I am so excited to make this. And like I said, I'm going to use 2 different colorways. I want to make 2 of these. One will be my Native American. My Native American. And it's not Native American. I just watched a show the other day, you guys. And they were saying they don't like to be called Native Americans because they don't consider themselves Americans. They're Native. They were here first. And that's the truth. They were here first. So that's something to remember for all of us. We're the ones who are not Native. So they just like to be called Native. So this is very Native. I love these colors. And as you can see, I love Native. Look at the back wall. I have all these Native masks on the wall. I have spears. I have all kinds of masks. My whole house is Native. Okay. And then I told you my other colorway is Pismo Beach, California, representing the mountains, the sand, the trees, and that's that colorway here. And that'll be my second one. So, I mean, I have my projects that I'm working on forever. I think that this will be a fast knit though, because you guys look how much holes there is in it. It's not solid. So I think it'll go a lot faster than I'm thinking. So anyway, that's my next project I'm working on. My next 2 projects. I'm so excited to cast this on. I'm so excited to get my yarn, to dye it, and after I dye it, to make this. It's going to be everything. Okay. And you guys know what I'll do too is if you're like this, what I'll do next week for you is once I figure out how much you cast on for the bulky yarn, I'll figure out how much you cast on for worsted weight too. So I'll figure out both for you. And this thing right here is, you know, I think that this could fit, it's like one size fit all type of thing. So this could probably fit a small, medium, large, you know? So I'll know once I make it for sure. So definitely it's a medium because that's what I am. But I can see someone small wearing this, it'd just be kind of really oversized. Medium is still going to be oversized. And then I think someone large, it would fit them too. And not be real oversized, but it'll be a little oversized. So, but let me make it and then I'll let you guys know. Okay, what else do I have to discuss with you guys? What else do I want to share? Oh, okay. I know one other. Oh. This. Okay. Remember I told you guys last week about I was at a thrift store, which I'm always at thrift stores because that's my business. I buy and resell things from thrift stores, specifically clothes, a lot of clothing, and resell them in my clothing store on eBay. But of course, I'm always looking for other things. So there is this these magazines that I got, and I got like, I don't know, 30, 40 of them for like $5. They're called Work Basket and Home Arts magazines. They were only $1. They're from 1972, and a lady named Pearl, isn't that an old-fashioned name, Pearl? I love it. Pearl Bertionia? Anyway, she got these books from 1972, and it has a lot of knitting patterns, you know. So I said every week I'll take like, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 of them and just kind of share some of the knitting projects in here. Okay, you guys, this is so cool. This is a knitted, they call it a stole, which I love this stole, and a pullover set. And it's the skirt, you guys. So it's the stole and a skirt knitted. Oh my God, I want this. Everything. Okay, you guys, look, I want this out there. I'm going to make this someday. Check that out. Is that so cool? Oh my God. Would you guys love to have that? Like this stole that they're talking about? Oh my God. This stole is basically what I'm talking about as far as my cardigan, as my slouchy cardigan. Because if you took that stole and you sewed up the sides up to where the arms would go, that would be one of those slouchy cardigans. So I basically know how to make the stole already. I just need to know how to make that skirt. Oh my God, you guys. I love that. Okay. Let me see what else there is. And then, okay, this is a Christmas cape. Oh, this is cool. This is a Christmas cape or a tree skirt. Oh my God, this is so cool. On the front. And the knitting pattern is inside. Okay, so there's that one. I love these. And what I love is that I do junk journals. And so I want to use some of this stuff in my junk journals. And the pages are already nice and yellowed. So, you guys, I'm going to read about how you make that skirt. And maybe I'll have some information for you guys on the next one. On like, and I can give you guys the pattern on how to do that. So, I mean, it's not a paid pattern because it's from 1972. They don't offer it anymore. So, I'm sure I can share that. This is pretty. This is a really pretty sweater. And any of the patterns are on the front. The pattern is inside. So, look how pretty that yellow sweater is. Isn't that gorgeous? That's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let me see if I see. Oh, this is cool. This is a full length in crochet coat. Oh, this is cool. Check this out. And you guys, you know what was so cool? For real wool, I'm not sure how soft it was, but real wool skeins of yarn were like $1, you guys, in 1972. Everything. And I hope I'm close enough. Okay. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else I want. Oh my God, this is gorgeous. This is called a stole. in hairpin lace. So they call them stoles, you guys, like in the 70s, I guess, instead of calling them shawls. But look how beautiful this is. I'm not sure if it's crochet. Just a second. If it's crochet or knitting. Let me see. Just one second, you guys. Sorry. I just want to see if it's knitting or... It doesn't... Okay, you guys. I don't know how they're making this. Anyway, it's made with yarn. But check it out, you guys. It's absolutely gorgeous. Check that out. Isn't that beautiful? And we're going to be going back to... I got this from a thrift store in San Luis Obispo, California, where we like to go and visit, where we want to retire. And if they have any, I should have bought them all. So if they have any more when I go back, I will pick up more. And when I have a giveaway, I'll be giving some of these away, you guys. You guys, check out what she's wearing. Isn't that cool? It's kind of like a vest type of shawl. It's really pretty. It's kind of getting twisted. Oh, let me get my yarn over here. Okay, let me see if there's anything else cool inside of here that they're making. Because look at this funky vest. It's kind of cool. It's really funky. Check it out. And then, like I tell you, whether it's knit or crochet, they have the pattern right next to it. So, look at all these free patterns. Oh my God, check out this striped poncho. Oh, I wouldn't mind making this one. I wonder how they do it. Just one second. I want to see if it's crocheted. A lot of ponchos are not knitted. They're crocheted, which I don't know why. Anyway. I'm just looking to see. It's, yeah, it's crocheted. I don't know why. A lot of ponchos are crocheted instead of knitted. Anyway, love that poncho. I'm all about the ponchos, you guys. I'd rather have, like I said, I'd rather have a poncho than a shawl any day. Okay, so there's that one. Let me see. Alexa, how much time is on the timer?
You have one timer with about 20 seconds left.
Okay, you guys, I'm going to stop this for 1 second, and I'll be right back. I'm going to start my camera again, and then we'll finish up these books and finish up the video.